The search for Ireland's newest and funniest stand-up comedians. We got hundreds of videos from all over the country. We narrowed them down to 18, and then we had 3 heats around the country in Bray, Cork and Galway. From there were 3 winners, and then we got our listeners to vote through a wild card, which means tonight we have 4 finalists for you to meet and make you laugh. One of them will be crowned the Stand Up and Be Funny champion. They get a trophy. Yeah, a trophy, yeah. €1,000 in cash, yeah. And this is probably the most important part for the winners, a 20-minute pilot programme on the RTE Player. Now, the people who will decide who wins our judging panel, will you please welcome back Michelle Visage down the end. We have independent TV producer Darren Smith. We have comedian Emma Doran. And we have Gunther. OK then. First up tonight is Sinead Quinlan from Carricknavarran, County Cork. Sinead is a doer. Back in first class, she cut her own hair for a school photo. She's a great talker and a great walker. She walks 100 kilometres of the Camino every year. And when she's not working as a social worker, she likes to hang out in the back garden. Please welcome Sinead Quinlan.
Hello, how are we? Yeah. It's my first time on the RTE RTE show, guys. Woo, exciting. Yeah. But I've actually had a lot of first-time experiences recently enough. For example, I bought corned beef for the first time a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, I know, corned beef. I don't know, I guess up until then, corned beef had just appeared places. But anyway, it was a Sunday morning. Went into my local shop and something just came over me. I said, do you know what? I'd love some corned beef right now. And I knew you got corned beef from the deli, but that was pretty much the extent of my knowledge when it came to the purchasing of corned beef. So I strolled over to the deli. And just for a go on with the story, guys, I need to explain that when I get kind of nervous, my Cork accent gets 10 times stronger. Yeah? And it only ever seems to happen to me, actually, when I'm ordering food. So even a couple of days ago, I was in a chipper and it's really busy, which means you've got to shout your order in front of at least 20 people. Put me up here, no bother at all. Put me in a chipper, I crumble. I can't cope, I'm standing there, I'm going over the order in my head. So on a normal day, my order would be 2 battered sausage, chips and a carton of curry sauce. But when I'm nervous, suddenly my order is, sorry, can I get 2 battered sausage, chips and a carton of curry sauce there, please? Yeah? It's like a full outer body experience, So anyway, the same thing happened to me when I went to get the corned beef. So I'm walking over to the deli. And now this is my local shop, you know what I mean? Like, Joanne knows who I am. Like, there was absolutely no need for this whatsoever. I goes, Sonny, do you sell corned beef here? She was looking at me like, is this one for real here? Like, she was like, yeah. I was like, Sonny, I've never actually bought corned beef before. I was just wondering how this works, do you know what I mean? Do I ask you for like €1 worth of corned beef, or what's the procedure here? She was like, well, most people know how many slices they want, I was like, right. Could I get 20 slices, so? Like, hold on there now. I said, is that an excessive amount of corned beef for one person? She was like, I don't know, I suppose it depends how hungry you are, like. I could kind of see I was pissing her off at this point, do you know what I mean? So I was like, yeah, look, we'll go with the 20, nice one. So I was waiting anyway. Suddenly I got a bit worried, do you know what I mean? I started to think, hold on there now. How much is this going to cost me, like? I'm looking up at the board, there's no price regulations, nothing. I'm like, this one knows my first time buying corned beef as well. She could fleece me here now. Suddenly I'm extremely aware of the fact I only have a £5 with me as well. Yeah, now the panic is really setting in, you know what I mean? I'm getting awful images in my head, like I'm picturing my face in front of the local newsletter. Local girl cannot afford corned beef. I'm like, Sinead, it's going to be all right. Deep breaths. Well, lads, she turned around and had in her hand with what can only be described as an absolute mountain of corned beef. I was like, that's it, I'm going to have to set up a direct debit or something to the shop. Like, I'm going to be paying this off for the next 10 years at least. Travelling, paying off my corned beef, bye. So anyway, she's walking over to me with the corned beef. Her heart's going 90. She hands it to me. I quickly look at it. Thankfully, it was under €3. All good. But just before I finish up there, guys, I just want to say that yes, 20 slices is an excessive amount for one person. Actually, I have more. I actually have a little bit more, sorry. Who does she think I was? Corned beef and her, you know what I mean? I was eating corned beef 3 times a day trying to get through it. You know, I had to go around offering slices to my neighbours. You know, some of my neighbours didn't even meet before. You know, one person opened the door, they were like, come here, I've never met you in my life and you're here offering me a slice of corned beef, is it? Go on, so I'll take a slice. That's it from me, guys. Thanks so much. Thank you.
Sinead Quinlan, ladies and gentlemen. Well done, Sinead. There you are. Next up tonight is our wild card, Justine Stafford. Justine is from a rural background, although she sought out the dazzling bright lights of showbiz from an early age. She's hoping to put her hometown of Nobber on the map with her performance tonight. Please welcome Justine Stafford.
Thank you. So a bit about me, I've been trying to do more charity work recently, and there's a great initiative I've always wanted to get involved with, where they cut your hair and donate it for wigs for sick children. Brilliant. And I've always had like really long hair, like down to my hole. Kind of like a ginger Rapunzel. So I went to donate it and I felt great. And I was like, do you know what? I'll tell Mum and Dad, they'd be bloody delighted. So I text them and my dad just replied going, Jesus, Justine, it's bad enough those kids are sick. Now they have to be ginger. And that is the nicest thing my father has ever said to me. I hate getting my haircut though, because you're never happy with it, are you? But you can never tell them. You know, it's like you get your haircut, you hate it, and you say nothing. Like, where is the logic? Like, getting your haircut is like seeing your boyfriend's dick for the first time. Because no matter what they reveal, you have to act delighted. Yeah, love it, yeah. And you know, then you go and confide in your friends, and they're like, don't worry, it'll grow. Yeah. You're thinking that might be true for my hair, Susan, but we both know John's dick ain't getting any bigger. Yeah. Yeah, so it is hard to find love these days, but my most recent boyfriend I met on that app, Just Eat. Yeah. No, it is hard to find love. Like, it's gotten that bad now that when I go to airport security, I'm hoping I get searched, because it's the only bit of action I get. Like, I started going in trying to look dodgy now just to be sure. So I have a Michaela McCollum hun bun on my head, and my sex trafficking for dummies book under my arm, and a bag of cocaine up my arse. Just going, lads, do your worst. Airports aren't that bad, though. They do have their benefits. I mean, without airports, when else would we buy novelty-sized Toblerone? Like, what gobshite started that tradition? You know, like, you've been to a new country, experiencing foreign cultures and cuisines, and you bring me back a novelty-sized Toblerone. I could have got that in Tesco. Like, Tesco, that's the kind of shop we should have in airports. Like, where are they going with these fancy jewellers or perfume shops? Or then, worst of all, the worst shop in the airport, the suitcase shop. Sorry, if you're buying a suitcase at an airport, you're either not ready to fly or a fucking psychopath. Speaking of psychopaths, I joined Tinder recently. But the thing with dating is, I want to find true love. Like the kind of love, like the wave between two passing bus drivers. Like, have you ever seen anything so pure, you know? But from using Tinder, I do think with a few simple changes, it could actually help you find true love. Like, we all know Trivago for rating hotels. What if Tinder was like Trivago? So every time you go on a date, you leave a rating for the next person, so they know. Okay. So they know. That way they know that they're A-OK or point blank avoid, do not date, okay? So I'll give you an example. John, 8 out of 10. Would see again. Good news, the baby in the photos isn't his. He's a paedophile. Avoid. But no, from using Tinder, I did realise it just wasn't for me, because I started seeing this guy and he would go away for weeks at a time travelling with work, and I'd be gagging for it. And this one time he went away for 4 weeks, and when he came home, I'll never forget, because he looked at me, and I looked at him, and then he whipped it out. A fucking novelty-sized Toblerone. Guys, thank you so much for this opportunity. I've been Justine Stafford. Thank you.
Justine Stafford. Well done, Justine. Well done. OK, let's meet finalist number 3. He's Michael Rice from Kilkenny. Michael has always been a messer, and his 2 big loves are cows. That's him on the right there. Don't ask me about the hat. His other love is hurling. His team won the Under-16 County Championship in 2007, and he says it still hasn't really sunk in. Let's see if he can add another trophy to his collection. Will you please welcome Michael Rice?
Yes! Hello! Yes! I hope I win, I'll be honest. Great to be here on live national television. No better place to disgrace your family. I genuinely asked my mother to come here tonight, and she said, actually, no, Mike, I won't. Because I've seen a clip of your comedy online, and I didn't find it funny. I found it more sad than anything. And I said, well, while we're being honest, ma'am, you make a shit apple tarts, and... No, I mean, the truth is it's quite good, but I have to hit it where it hurts. Right in the pastries, you know, because all her confidence comes from pastries, you know. Well, it certainly doesn't come from my father, you know, because, like, my father is a dairy farmer from 1950s Ireland, right? So literally one of the founding members of sadness, you know what I mean? Like, this is my father at all times of the day. Oh, Jesus Christ. Like, technically he's alive, but he haunts our house. Like, do you know what I mean? Like... At this stage, the cows are the only ones who understand him, you know what I mean? Like, he's like, and we're like, what's he saying? And the cows are like, he's hungry, man. All right, feed the man, all right? You know, so it sounds like, good, I left Ireland, I went to America, you know? And Americans are great, but they're very emotionally open people. And that is hard for Irish people to take, okay? Like, I'd be leaving a party in America, my friend would be like, oh, you leaving, Mike? I freaking love you, man. And I'd be like, I think you're a nice fella too, you know. I'm not telling you I love you because you're a man and my father is still alive, you know. Because my father would sense that shit, you know what I mean? Like, even over the Atlantic, he'd be like, something gay is going on, you know, like... He'd be able to feel it, you know? He has a close relationship with the wind, you know what I mean? Like, because you can't be that open. In Ireland, growing up, you can't do it. Like, I'm a sensitive person. I couldn't show that growing up. It's not the banter, because my friend would come up to me, he'd be like, Michael, you stupid bastard. I can't be like, Brennan, you've hurt my feelings. You know what I mean? Like, you can't do it. You have to be like, Brennan, your mother's tits are dyslexic, or whatever. You know what I mean? Whatever. And then you're like, no offense, Mrs. Brennan, you know, she'd be driving us, you know. And she'd be like, none taken. She knows her tits can't read. You know what I mean? Like, it's nothing new to her, you know. I'm a bold as brass. I'm sorry, you know. I tell you why it is, 'cause I didn't grow up with money. I grew up poor, you know? Like, the closest thing to a foreign holiday we had growing up was the occasional Ferrero Rocher, you know what I mean? Like, literally, we'd be eating it and I'd be like, so this is what Rome is like, you know what I mean? Am I on a farm in Kilkenny or a chateau in Paris, you know? And then my mother would come in, she'd be like, Mike, those are for the visitors. I'd be like, putain, c'est maman, you know? Bonjour, maman, je t'aime, you know? But you'd be glad to hear I've started seeing a therapist. Yes, for my head, I have a bad head, you know. And he's a German therapist, which is great, you know, because he's no nonsense, you know what I mean? Not that an Irish therapist would be pro-nonsense, you know. Like, you tell an Irish therapist you're depressed, and he'd be like, but Trent Bell's sad. Whoa, Recklinbald. He just diagnoses you as being shit crack, you know? Gives you a prescription, it just says more whiskey, less whinging, you know what I mean? On your way out the door, he tries to sell you fireworks, you know? But, anyway, guys, I've been Michael Rice. That's me out of the will. Thank you!
Oh, yes! My Grace, Dave Devon.
Oh, Mommy. I love you. I do.
Our final finalist is Jasmine Leeson, originally from Swords, but is now living in London. Jasmine loved to travel from an early age, but as she got older, she developed an interest in chickens. and also an interest in naked people on bikes. If you can spot the aubergine there, well done. She's now a tour guide in London, and let's see if she can guide herself to a win tonight. Please welcome Jasmine Leeson.
So my name is Jasmine Gleason and I do live in London. People often say to me that my name doesn't sound very Irish. And it doesn't, but it is spelt very Irish. So Jasmine is JASMFANYNQIP, fodder. And Gleason is GLEE, Holy Mary, Mother of God, potato, potato, shame, SON. So it is actually quite traditional. I do think I reach peak Irish when I see people are not wearing enough layers. I feel like you should be able to express yourself however you want. But if you look cold, it's like my mother comes out of me. She's not happy. She's like, where's your feckin' coat? I'm leaving you, John. So it's more about parents' divorce, really, than it is about the weather. He was wearing shorts in March. He had to go. Generally, though, I'm quite a positive person. I was recently compared to the sun from the Teletubbies, which I do take as a compliment. I do very much feel like a giant yellow baby trapped in the sky. And recently, I went on a date with a guy who wrote for the Teletubbies. And he told me he's written such classics as Dipsy Gets Dizzy and Tinky Winky Follows a Rabbit. And I was like, ah. So I work as a tour guide in London. I'm a private tour guide, and it's great because tips. The average tip I get is around £60. The best tip I ever got, 300 yen, which is about £1. But at the time, I was excited. One thing I realised, though, is totally universal is wolf whistling or cat calling. And if you're not sure what cat calling is, it's when your cat goes missing, and so you drive around shouting at women about their bodies. I actually went to Barcelona last summer, and I got catcalled, but I loved it. Because I don't speak Spanish. I didn't know what they were saying. They could have been saying anything. They could be saying lovely things. One guy was like, hola, señorita. You look like you could be a responsible dog owner. I could, thank you. Another guy was like, hola, chica. You look like you always remember to send a card on your mother's birthday. I do sometimes. Gracias, señor. And then I came to this big group of lads, or muchachos, muchachos, muchachos. They all had their football jerseys on. They were a few pints in. I was a bit worried, but they were like, hola, hola. We respect women and think bunny rabbits are super cute. I was like, guys, free hand jobs for all. So I'm going to move to Barcelona. I'm going to learn Spanish. I'm going to wank off all those men. Good, cool. So I'm quite a proud Irish woman, only since I moved away from Ireland. When I lived here, I didn't really care. But now, I'm from Ireland. We've got lovely things here. We've got poets, musicians, the colour green. We don't have rappers, though. Irish people can't rap. No, actually, no, I'm sorry. I will take that back. Because there's amazing Irish rappers out there. I'm just upset because I can't rap. And I love to rap. But when I rap, I sound very much like your mother give it out to you. So this is Encore by Beyoncé's husband. Who do you know fresh than ho, riddle me that? The rest of y'all know where I'm lyrically at. Can none of y'all marry me back when you hand me rappers like NG rapping his prime? I'm young H.O. raps Grateful Dead. Have to take over the globe to break bread. I'm in Boeing jets, Global Express, out the country with the blueberries. Still connect on the lobe of the yacht, got a triple deck. Young motherfuckers respect, yep. Grand opening, grand closing. Got down the manhole, crack, can't open again. You can find dope at the name of no pen, just draws for inspiration. Sure, you're gonna see, can't place him, achieve limitations, the G generations. Now where's your fucking coat? Thank you very much, guys. Cheers.
Well done, Jasmine Gleason! Jasmine Gleason! And well done to all our contestants, Sinead, Justine, Michael and Jasmine. During the break, our judges will go off and discuss who they think should be crowned the winner of Stand Up and Be Funny. Very exciting. Good luck, judges. Good luck. Thank you. Yes. It's getting exciting and tense around here. They've completed their deliberations, ladies and gentlemen. They're back. Give our judges a round of applause. Michelle, Darren, Emma and Gunther. The name of the winner of Stand Up and Be Funny is written in this envelope. Are you nervous? Yes, you are. I'll answer for you. Before we announce the winner, let's have a quick word with our judges. What do you think of all that, Michelle?
I thought it was Irish and I thought it was amazing. I love you all.
I saw you laughing out loud. Darren, how was it for you?
It was brilliant. I think we should give them all a 5-minute special. Just let everyone go.
Thanks, Darren. What about you, Emma?
Yeah, it was brilliant.
Yeah, well done.
Everyone was deadly. It was great.
And chairperson of our judges, Gunther.
Well, now that you ask me, Ray, one thing's going to happen is it won't be who this audience think it is, because this audience came here because they heard that there was free crisps. It's not the person who got the most laughs in the night, weirdly. We've been at the heats, we've seen what happens. What we want to do is give somebody who's got the most original way of doing material, to give them a chance to do something that will keep Marty Morrissey off the fucking television. No, we want somebody to go and do something that ordinarily other opportunities would not afford them. So we've taken a bit of a risky plunge with this one. The audience won't agree, but feck them, they're pixie heads.
Thanks to our judges. Give them a round of applause. Can I just say, before we announce the winner, well done to you all. We did get hundreds of videos. You did really well at the heats. Just to get to the final four and do what you did on live television on a Saturday night, I think you deserve a huge round of applause. So whatever happens in the next 30 seconds, you all did hugely well. Sinead, Justine, Mike and Jasmine. OK, the winner of Stand Up Be Funny is Sinead Quinlan. So, Sinead, congratulations. Sinead, you get the trophy, you get €1,000 in cash, and you get the 20-minute pilot for the RTE player. Commiserations to Jasmine, Michael, and Justine. Give them a round of applause. Thanks again to our judges. And ladies and gentlemen, the winner, the champion of Stand Up Be Funny, Sinead Quinlan. Well done, well done, well done. OK, now, well done. We have somebody else to surprise in our audience tonight.